Before there were stars, before there was sky or earth, before there were names or stories, there was only that. That had no form, no boundary, no beginning, and no end. The ancient sages of India called it Brahman. It was not a person or God sitting in the heavens, it was pure consciousness itself, vast, silent, luminous. Imagine an infinite expanse, not dark and not bright, but gently luminous, like a soft light that has no visible source. There were no objects, no edges, and no distance. Just presence. Aware of itself, resting in perfect stillness. It was infinitely complete, whole, needed nothing at all. Absolutely nothing had to happen. Nothing had to change. And yet, within this perfect stillness, something stirred. Not a movement towards something outside of itself, but a movement arising from its own abundance, a subtle longing, not born from lack, but born from fullness, like joy that overflows because it cannot remain contained, like music that wants to be heard, like light that cannot help but shine. The sages spoke of this in a poetic language. In the beginning arose love, the primal seed of the mind. This love was not an emotion as we know it, not an attachment, and not a preference either. It was the original creative impulse. Love as the origin of existence. Love as a cosmological force. The power which the one becomes many while remaining one. This is how the universe came to be understood by the yogic tradition. And this yogic vision of reality, Brahman did not create the universe, Brahman became the universe. Not as a craftsman creates an object separate from himself, but as a spider sends forth and draws back its web. Just as plants grow from the earth and fragrance rises from a flower, so everything arises from Brahman, the imperishable, like the ocean becoming waves without ever ceasing to be the ocean. The stars became its fire, the rivers its current, and the wind its breath. And the earth became its body. Life appeared in countless forms and countless beings, each carrying the same essence within. From joy, all beings were born. By joy, they sustained, and into joy they return. This story comes to us from the ancient yogic tradition, a way of seeing the universe, not as a machine, but as a living consciousness. A vision of Brahman and of love as the origin of the cosmos. And questions may arise: where are we in this story? How do we humans fit into this vast unfolding? Well, thankfully, the sages answered gently. We are not strangers in this universe. We are expressions of the same reality, the same consciousness looking out through many eyes, the same current pulsing through many hearts, and the same force of love shining through countless forms. And what we call life is that one reality experiencing itself in many, many ways. In this story, we are not separate from the source. We are part of the unfolding. The breath moving through you right now is the breath of life that is keeping you alive. The awareness, listening in this moment, and the heart that allows you to feel and to know, all of it arises from the same sacred source that brought the stars into being. Hence, yoga perhaps begins here and now when we remember this, when we become quiet enough to sense that love, that the love we are searching for is not somewhere outside of us. It is the very ground of our being. It is not something we must create. It is something that always been here, expressing itself through us, expressing itself through you and I right now. And perhaps this same cosmological force of love is breathing us even now, residing in us as our breath, and has never been separate from us. Therefore, we are perfect beings as we are, infinitely complete and whole in our essence. In our deepest truth, we are pure love, same as the source that we are originated from. May we remember this. If this story resonates with you, you are welcome to stay connected through my newsletter at yogaofawareness.com. I share reflections, teachings, and upcoming gatherings, and you will find the link below. And thank you for being here.